Hey everyone, welcome to DAAC 2341. My name is Dan Caldwell. I'm going to be your professor for this semester. I always look forward to this course. I designed it to give you a very real-world experience and some practical application of what we're going to do as an LCDC moving forward, right? To help you build a foundation to be the best LCDC you can. So I wanted to take a few minutes and introduce myself and let you know a little bit about me and a very brief overview of the course. As you'll watch two other videos. One will be a syllabus video where I will run down the syllabus literally line by line and go over the assignments. I'll go over D2L, where you find your work, where you turn in your work, just everything about the course. So you need to watch that video. It's about 30 minutes long, and it's a requirement this week, as well as an APA video and the APA writing style that we're going to use. So be sure to watch those videos. So I'll keep this one fairly brief, 5 or 6 minutes. I just wanted to, again, introduce myself, let you know who I am. And I am a licensed therapist in multiple states. I've been an LCDC since 2013. I'm also what's called an LCDC CCS, which is a certified clinical supervisor for that license, so I can work with interns. I'm also a certified intervention professional. I do interventions all over the country, as well as an SAP, which is an evaluator for the Department of Transportation. So we'll talk about how all those roles came from my LCDC role and what they mean, and just give you some insight into maybe what that looks like for you in the future. I also am a graduate of this Lone Star by this exact human services program in 2012. One of the best experiences I've ever had. I will tell you this, it thoroughly prepared me to be as prepared as I could be for internships and my role as an LCDC. I'll say that for sure. You know, speaking of roles and LCDCs, the LCDC has a lot of roles, right? We think of counseling often as the one-on-one or group interaction, which certainly is counseling, right? But as LCDCs, we wear many hats, and there's lots of roles. We're educators, we're facilitators, we advocate for our clients. We are case managers, we're discharge planners, we're a lot of things, right? So while we're not family therapists, we work with families. We're not career counselors, we work with that, right? As it relates to their substance use disorder. And we'll get into much more of those kinds of things along the semester. As I said, very excited to teach this course. I'm going to challenge you in this course on some things. For those that may be in a recovery program or lifestyle already, I'm going to challenge what you think you know about, quote, recovery, the language we use, why we need to use certain language versus others, and hope to make that shift from person in recovery to clinical thinking. There's a difference, right? While the two go well together, there's a difference, and we want to start making that shift, as I said, from person in recovery to clinical, right? For those that are not in recovery, wonderful. We're glad you're here too. You don't have to be a good clinician. You do have to have some skills and some attitude, if you will, right? So I'm sure if you're all here, you have some natural ability. That's what's led you to these courses. And I look forward in your introductions and just getting to know you along the semester of why you're here and what drives you to do this work, right? I'm always fascinated by that. Let me take a couple things off of you real quick. I'm a fairly easy grader if you make the effort. If you don't make the effort, you don't get the points. I'll just be honest. You really hold the pen as to what grades you get. I know for me, it was always a challenge in a new semester, being overwhelmed because I don't know the processes. Again, that's why I made the syllabus video. So you need to watch that. I think that'll help ease your mind. If you're not a good test taker, we don't have a bunch of tests. We have 4 quizzes. But we do have a lot of DBs and a few papers, right? But they're small papers. But either way, I'm here to help you through all of that, right? There'll be lots of extra credit opportunities, bonus points, etc. I kind of go over the assignments pretty thoroughly in the syllabus video. So, you know, we're here to build a foundation as LCDCs. This is unlike, let's say, a math class where 1 + 1 is going to equal 2. There's a standard process, and you don't really deviate from that. 1 + 1 is going to equal 2. right? Well, we're dealing with human beings and feelings and emotions and that are unique to each individual. Then you have mental health issues, you have environmental issues, where they come, family of origin stuff. Like it gets complicated quick, right? Cultural issues. There's just so many things at play. So it's very different than that, right? We have a lot of opinions in this industry, a lot of opinions stated as fact. We're going to sort through some of that, and what one thing works versus another. And again, I'm going to challenge your thinking a lot in here on what we're doing and why. Everything we do in this course is designed to help you build a foundation to be an LCDC, from the word count and the DBs to the assignment due dates to everything we do. And I'll explain all along through step by step of why we do that, right? And so again, I want to welcome you to the class. I just always look forward to this. I know it's an exciting time as you're on your way to licensure. I'll answer a lot of those questions about licensure, and those kinds of things will be a lot of our bonus questions. So guys, I can't wait to get started. I always look forward to this, and yeah, we'll talk soon.